and it is reprehensible, and we do not, in any way whatsoever. But very, very small numbers, very, very small numbers, and we remain committed to sort of rooting that out at any time. So on that point. The second point you make, as you refer to the paper yourself, it was examined in the previous select committee. I think I gave a very plain answer that saying it may have been better that we did interview the Neville person then, but we didn't. And I also said it would make absolutely no difference now if we did against those two people in terms of what they've already been sentenced to and dealt with by the courts.
Okay, but there's still a public appearance that there were issues. So would you welcome an investigation, at least to let the public's mind be at rest, that there's nothing for them to be concerned about?
Let's take it stage by stage. I've always said new material, we'll consider it. We now are considering that. If the new material equals new evidence and warrants reopening the investigation, then that's what we'll do. And I'm absolutely clear on that point.
Following up on what Dr. Hubbard has said, how widespread do you think the payment of police officers are by newspapers?
I don't think it's widespread at all.
But you know it happens.
It has happened in the past. We can't, it has happened. People have been caught and convicted for it. I don't think it's widespread at all, and we have a lot of systems and processes in place to ensure that it doesn't take place.
We'll have to leave that evidence for now. Assistant Commissioner John Yates of the Met in front of the Home Affairs Select Committee there. Much more on that and the phone hacking allegations. We will leave you right now with a quick look at the weather. Here's Dan Corbett.
Hello, with the broad over low pressure sitting close to the British Isles, the wet weather gear has certainly come in handy. You're going to head out through the afternoon. It'll probably do so as well, as we could see quite a few heavy showers developing. The main area of low pressure and the unstable air sitting across the British Isles will allow the cloud to certainly bubble up. Already seeing the lumps ease their way into the south and west. This main band here, that's the first band of rain that's worked its way through, spinning around the broad area of low pressure, and the lumps further south. Those are some of those heavy showers, perhaps thundery further north though for parts of Scotland. We still have the area of persistent rain, and a fairly swift old wind continue to work into eastern parts of Scotland. Met off this morning for the heavy rain, central eastern parts of Scotland. Higher ground might see 30, maybe 40 millimetres of rain. We're further south now to the Midlands, East Anglia. Here are some of the showers as blobs of blue, and some of the darker ones, some of the heavy ones, perhaps even thundery. Some brighter skies mixed in, and in those you could do 20, maybe even 21 as we finish off here and there. Coming south and west, some showers too, but there'll be some brighter spells mixed in, shoehorned in a few spots, and bear in mind some of those showers. See some of the darker blues there, some of those ones being heavy, perhaps thundery across parts of Wales. Then working further north, we've had the showers across parts of Northern Ireland. Still might be a few creeping their way into Westerners, but elsewhere I think you'll be sort of enjoying some drier, brighter weather. So our broad area of low pressure, there's the first band of persistent rain. Notice how that eases away eventually from Scotland. And then the showers of the day for England and Wales, they lose the heating of the day. Boom, they're gone, bye-bye. Watch this thing though, this is the next thing creeping in. Depending on how it develops, watch it across southeastern areas. Could be another lump of heavy, persistent rain. The numbers by morning, 11, 12 to 14 as we start off Wednesday. With still probably the umbrella in your bag as you head off to work. We'll start off with this cluster of heavy, persistent rain just grazing the far south and east. Then as it develops, bear in mind, could be even be a little bit further west, but obviously that thing elsewhere through the day. A dry, bright start with the unstable air close by. Showers will bubble up. Could be the on heavy, perhaps thundery one in places. 17, maybe further south of 20 or 21 to finish off the course of Wednesday. So there's that little thing there. He's just sort of grazing the east coast. And then it works his way away. And then I think elsewhere, you notice how the lines move that way. That's building pressure. That's a good sign. Things stabilise. We might still see a few showers. For Thursday, I'd say they're probably going to be the further north you are into parts of Scotland. Elsewhere, drier, brighter, 1 or 2 showers. And our top numbers, 21, maybe 22. That's the weather for now.
The headline stories, the news review, the culture section, the celebrity mag, TV guide, the opinion pages, sporting legends, and the crossword. Wake up to Sunday mornings with the Andrew Marr Show. Sunday at 9 on BBC One.
First letters are sent out to tell millions of people they've paid the wrong amount of tax. More than 4 million could get rebates, but others could pay back around £1,400.
Don't ignore it. You've got to do something about it. HMRC doesn't go away.
The property services group Connaught is on the brink of administration. 10,000 jobs are at stake. Widespread strikes and protests on the streets of France over plans to raise the retirement age to 62. 70 years on, services to remember the start of the Blitz. And hiding a house, why neighbours in Plymouth are trying to force the owner to lock down his Leylandiae.
And I'll be here with all the sport later in the hour as England prepare for their Euro qualifier in Switzerland, and Wayne Rooney is ready to play.
Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1. Nearly 6 million people who've paid the wrong amount of income tax will start to receive letters from the tax office today, letting them know about the errors. 1.4 million will be told they owe, on average, £1,400 each. Tax experts say they should consider challenging the demands to make additional payments. So if you get one of the letters, what should you do? Well, our personal finance correspondent, Simon Gompertz, is here to explain. Simon.
Yes, thank you. Well, the first wave of 45,000 letters is starting to arrive today, and 15,000 of them will tell people that they have more tax to pay. But you may find that you can challenge the letter if it asks you to pay more. You need to check for mistakes in it, that they've left out some tax relief you qualify for instance. You need to check if your employer's to blame for not using your personal tax code correctly and so taking off the wrong amount of tax from what you pay, from your pay. And crucially, if the tax letter is out of date, the tax office has delayed more than a year in telling you about the shortfall, then you can ask to have the debt written off. This is how it works. If when the letter containing the bad news is opened, the underpaid tax applies to the 2008-9 tax year, that's the one which was more than 12 months ago, and most importantly, if you're satisfied that you provided the tax office with all the information they needed at the time, you should ask them to let you off the extra tax bill.
If it was wholly the revenue's mistake, they had everything that they needed to have and they've simply gone wrong, and you were in a position where you couldn't say, oh, that's strange, I thought something was